So, where do the numbers come from? A camera sensor is a grid of tiny light collectors, and each one measures how much light hits it and turns that into a number. With 8 bits, that number runs from 0, meaning no light, up to 255, meaning full brightness. So this pixel reads 184. But networks prefer small inputs, so we divide by 255 to squeeze it into the range 0 to 1. 184 divided by 255 is about 0.72. And a color pixel. It carries 3 numbers, red, green, and blue. We multiply each by a fixed weight and add them up, and green gets the biggest weight because your eyes see green best. That gives one brightness value. Light to 0 through 255 to 0 through 1. That's the whole trick. To a computer, an image is not a picture at all. It's just numbers. What we see as a shape, the machine stores as a grid of brightness values. If we zoom into a small patch and read it out, every single cell is simply a number between 0 and 1, where 0 is black and 1 is white, and everything else is a shade of gray in between. There's no face here, no edges, no meaning, just a grid of numbers. And that's exactly what makes the next step possible, because numbers are something we can do math with. So, how do we find patterns hidden inside all these numbers? We use a filter, also called a kernel. A filter is just a tiny grid of numbers of its own, and it's much smaller than the image. Ours is only 3 by 3, while the image is 8 by 8. Because it's so small, it can only look at a little patch at a time, and the values inside it decide what it's hunting for. This one has positive numbers on the left and negative numbers on the right, which means it responds strongly wherever the image is bright on the left and dark on the right. In other words, it fires on a vertical edge. The idea is simple. Slide this little filter across the image like a magnifying glass, and at every stop, it does a small calculation. Do that everywhere, and you build something new called a feature map. Let's watch that calculation up close, one patch at a time. We line the filter up over the top left corner of the image. Now we multiply each pixel by the filter value sitting on top of it, pair by pair, which gives us 9 little products. Then we add all 9 of them together into a single number. Here, that sum comes out to 2.4, and that one number becomes the first cell of our feature map. Then we simply slide the filter one step to the right and do it all again. Multiply, add, place. Step by step, the filter sweeps across the whole image, and every stop fills in one more cell until the feature map is complete. And look at the result. It's bright exactly where the filter found its vertical edge. That glowing band is the filter announcing, "I found the pattern I was looking for, right here." You might have noticed something. Our 6 by 6 image produced a smaller 4 by 4 map. Why did it shrink? Because the filter has to fit fully inside the image. It can't hang off the border, so it can never center on the outer ring of pixels, and we lose a little size at every edge. If we want to keep the original size, we use padding. We simply add a border of zeros around the image. Now, the filter can center on every original pixel, and the output comes out the same size as the input. That's called same padding. Now for the opposite effect. What if we take bigger steps? That's called stride. Instead of moving 1 pixel at a time, a stride of 2 jumps 2 pixels at a time. Fewer stops means a smaller output, so the image gets deliberately shrunk down. There's one neat formula that ties it all together. The output size equals n plus 2p minus k, all divided by s plus 1. In plain terms, padding controls the border and stride controls the step. One filter finds just one kind of pattern. So a real layer doesn't use one filter, it runs many at the same time. One hunts for vertical edges, another for horizontal edges, another for a blob of color, and each produces its own feature map. Stack them together, and that's the output of one convolutional layer. Now stack these layers and the features grow up. Early layers find simple edges, deeper ones combine them into curves, then parts like an eye, and finally a whole face. And between every layer, each value passes through an activation like ReLU, the same ReLU from the activation video, which keeps the useful signal and switches off the rest. So, convolution to find patterns, and activation to sharpen them, repeated again and again. That is a convolutional neural network, and that is how a machine learns to see.